Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Read Watanagashi. It's actually been a while since I've actually recorded, since I usually have them like a week done before, but I wasn't able to record all last week. So I'm actually like pretty caught up. Like, I'm recording this on Monday's episode, so then I have to record like 2 episodes a day just to catch up. So we'll get right into that. Last time though, Keiichi was helping setting up for the Watanagashi festival. More interactions with Mion and Shion, and they were about to talk about the curse, with the reoccurring murder or someone dying and someone disappearing. This should be interesting this time because Shion's there, so instead of just learning it from Tomotaki and Takana's her name, I think. Shion will also be there, so we'll probably get some sort of different explanation, maybe. I mean, they'll probably still say it's a curse, but might get some additional one. So that might be cool. But yeah, let's just start into this. I just wanted to say that. Oh, right there. Mion left. Oh yeah, I also turned up the volume for both the desktop and the mic audio. It seemed kind of low when I was re-listening to them. But yeah, I don't know. Trying new stuff as always. Mion left trotting towards a particularly noisy tent on the other side of the shrine grounds. Before she got there, she stopped and turned back around. I showed no signs of going after her, though, so she ran off.
もしも聞いてないんだったら話してもいいけど、ひょっとすると聞かないで彼女と一緒にお菓子を食べに行った方が賢明かもしれないよ。
Agreed. I kind of said I wanted to see one where Keiichi wasn't too aware of the curse, but guess we're getting it anyways. Hey now, you already got in my full attention here. I'm not going to leave without asking at this point.
ケイちゃんにも聞く権利があると思います。お姉はその権利を奪ってただけです。
Shian's voice was bristling with thorns, as if somehow blaming Mion.
一体何の話だって言うんですか？あんまりもったいぶられると不愉快ですよ。
Hey. Takano-san, realizing how prepared I was, looked across to the group. After confirming that there were no objections, she opened her mouth.
前原君はタタリを信じるかしら？
タタリですか？面白いとは思いますけど、あんまり信じては。
I felt their cynical stares and winced. It was like they were telling me it was stranger not to believe in curses.
ケイちゃんは間違ってないですよ。タタリなんて迷信もいいとこ。信じなくて当たり前です。
そうね。それにタタリを信じるかどうかは話を最後まで聞いてからゆっくり考えればいいことなんだから。
Said Takano-san, giving a little smile. They're trying to scare me. At least that's what it feels like.
じゃあ少し僕が話そうか。ケイイチ君はひなみ沢ダム計画を知ってるかい？
Oh yeah, the other day at Angel Mort, Shion or Mion rather told me all about it.
確かひなみ沢が丸ごと水没する
Oh no, that
巨
was
大なダム
definitely
の計画
Shion,
が発表され
right?
たって言うんですよね。
No, actually that was the day before the festival, so maybe it was Mion.
その通り。それに反対するために住民運動が結成され、国と激しい戦いを繰り広げたんだ。
I've heard that too. The entire village united using all the power at their disposal, mass media, political influence, and other things, and fought the country. The way Mion described it made it sound like a boast. Or Shion. It was Shion, probably.
ずいぶん詳しいじゃないか。
I guess Mion was pretty proud of it too.
そう、その通りさ。わずか1000人ちょいの村人たちが中心になって結束して、国の施策を跳ね返したというちょっとした武勇伝なんだ。
その辺はお姉に聞かされてませんか？
Okay, I guess it was from Mion.
この辺りの武勇伝はお姉も好きですからね。
But this was told at the cafe, so it was Mion dressing as Shion, right? That's kind of weird.
ああ、話してたよ。
そのひなみ沢の人たちが結束して旗揚げした反対同盟の事務所があったのがね。
I probably should read that chapter back on my own time. The one, so now we have a confirmation that Mion was dressing up as Shion, at least at that point.
この神社なんだよ。
ほら、あの集会所がその名残よ。解散後は老人会のサークル活動にしか使われてないけど、当時はまさに最後の砦だったの。
Takano-san explained this, pointing a finger towards the assembly hall. I had been carrying things in and out of there all day. I mean, I would understand if they put an office like that in the mayor's house or something, but having an office on shrine grounds made it feel kind of like a base camp for Sengoku period warriors.
そんな心境だったんだろうね。彼らはひなみ沢の守り神様であるお社様を祀る神社に本陣を置くことで必勝を祈願したんだよ。
Oyashiro-sama. That was definitely it. They mentioned Oyashiro-sama's curse before. Is it the same Oyashiro-sama?
ケイイチ君はお社様は知ってるかい？この神社の祀る神様の名前だよ。ひなみ沢を守ってると伝えられてる。
いや、よくは知らないです。
そうか。じゃあここから先は高野さんの方が詳しいかな。タッチ。
平たく言えばそのままよ。お社
Let's just
様
listen to
は
the music.
このひなみ沢に伝わる古い神様で、神聖なこの地が属世に汚されることがないよう守り続けてきたと伝えられてるわ。
So essentially, he's a basic, standard guardian deity. I guess you can find that sort of god anywhere you go.
お社様崇拝は一種の先民思想の表れではないかと研究されているわね。先民思想って言葉わかるかしら？
That is very cult-like. Kinda. Nice shot. I think we got this before, though. Believe in yourself chosen. A nationalistic belief that you are part of a superior race, or that you're a special clan chosen by the gods. They believe that they're a superior clan, so they believe strongly in cooperating with others, but they also end up being exclusionary towards other clans. I won't go into too much detail, but it's sort of a national and religious ideas that lead to war. Yeah, that's a very... I mean, it's a type of cult-like thing. It's not a general cult-like thing. At least the leader would have this mindset, at least. Of course, that goes for Japan,
大
too.
昔のひなみ沢の人たちは自分たちは人間とは異なる格の違う存在だと強く信じていてね。
I mean, it doesn't have to be cult-like. It could just be an ingrained thing. Maybe that's why they... Maybe there's just a general dislike of outsiders. If you want to take the villagers out of the equation for murders. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
下界との交流を格が落ちるとして意味嫌ったそうなの。だから村に下界の人間が来ると不純が混じってお社様の罰が当たると強く信じ、何者も近寄らせなかったそうよ。
よそ者を嫌う村ってよく推理小説に出てくるだろ。
Okay.
典型的なそういう村だったらしいんだよ。
Yeah.
一応名誉のために断りますけど、大昔のことですからね。今は違います。
Shion followed up quickly, having sensed the thorns in Tomotaki-san's words. Tomotaki-san, embarrassed at what he said, scratched at his head. So this shrine worships Oyashiro-sama, thinks of Hinamizawa as a holy ground, and it's a symbol of their traditional hatred of the outside world.
なるほど。だから下界からやってきた 汚れたダム計画に立ち向かうためにひなみ沢の守り神様の神社に本陣を置いたと。
Correct. Smile Totoro, please. She must dislike stupid people.
円担ぎも簡単。
Okay. That's a weird assertion.
村人たちは視力を尽くしてダム計画に立ち向かうんだ。その最中なんだよ。事実上あの事件でとどめが入ったと言ってもいい。
Here comes Oyasho-sama's curse.
ひなみ沢ダムの建設現場の監督がですね、4年前かな、結構派手に新聞に載ったんですけど、覚えてません？
ちょっと知らないな。
部下と喧嘩してつるはしでめった打ちにされて、両手両足首をもいで捨てられたんだそうです。
Was it a pickaxe?
バラバラ殺人だよ。
Such a gruesome incident. But it was just that, an incident. A person caused the incident after all. Should they really put it down to the curse?
その翌年にはね、ひなみ沢の住人でありながらダム推進派のグループを結成していた男がね。
They didn't mention that multiple people committed it either. Or I don't know if they mentioned that before, and maybe Teichi just read that in the newspaper. Wait, I just need to check something. Okay, I was just looking at proponents. A person who advocates a theory, proposal, or project.
Proponent.
Proponent. That's interesting. We knew that the second victim, Satoko's parents were supporters, but we didn't know that they organized, that they actually had a part in building the dam. So you could say that it's because a little like the pattern was that the relations from the victim to the dam was decreasing, but if he was like organizing the dam project, I wouldn't say that's a decrease in relation to the dam at all. Maybe it is a slight decrease, I don't know. And need to flip the screen.
旅行先で崖から落ちて死んじゃったの。これは事故だそうよ。
何しろひなみ沢中から敵視されていたからね。警察もかなり念入りに他殺の線を洗ったんだけど、結局事故と断定したみたいだよ。
Now it's an accident. This is the most curse-like one, but it's still far-fetched.
さらに翌年、今度はね、この神社の神主さんが原因不明の病で倒れて急死し
They're
ちゃっ
not
た
talking
の。
about the missing person on each one yet. They might mention it later though.
前の神主さんはこう言っちゃ失礼ですけど、ちょっと日和見な人だったんですよね。村中が反ダムで盛り上がってるのに、神主さんは放っておけみたいな感じで、抵抗運動の象徴である神社の神主さんがそんな感じなんだからね。リーダーシップを期待していた当時の村人たちは失望し、中には怒りを抱く人たちもいたそうよ。だから当時年寄り連中はみんな言ったんです。これはお社様のたたりだってね。
It did seem like every year, dam-related people in the village had resentment towards were dying. It was pretty creepy.
しかもね、面白いことにこれらの事件や事故は毎年必ず綿流しのお祭りの晩に起こるんだよ。
ね、ちょっとたたりっぽくなってきたでしょ。
さらに翌年、つまり去年だね。今度は事故死したダム推進派のリーダー格の男の弟夫婦の奥さんが 撲殺死体で発見され
This
てさ。
one's the weird one that doesn't really connect to the dam. It's really out of place. The sister-in-law. I thought it was actually the sister, like related, blood related. But still.
もちろん犯人は捕まったけどね。
Who was it? We still don't know who it was. I mean, I can still see it being a... No, actually, did they... I was trying to say it was Satoshi, but I don't know if that's true.
やっぱりたたりっぽいでしょう。
I mean, all this happening on the night of the Watanagashi, I mean, that is pretty eerie, but it could also just be a well-planned thing. Like, I don't think that's really definite of a curse. I guess the most curse-like thing is how each one is different in nature, I guess, of how the person died. Which is probably what you're gonna have to explain eventually. Obviously, we don't have, like, any evidence yet, but it's still possible that, at least the person... I mean, I don't know if I said this before, but it made sense that the person who disappears along with the incident is the murderer, right? Like, the first person, we know the person who killed the dam construction guy was the leader of the murder and, like, planned the whole dismemberment thing. The wife that wasn't found was with the husband and could have, like, pushed him off. Again, the wife of the priest could have, like, I mean, I don't know how he would die from an unknown illness, but it could be the effect of the drug, since then they couldn't find the drug in Tomotaki's system when he was allegedly injected with it. And yeah, the person who went missing was Satoshi. I could see him. He was pretty, apparently, if he was acting like Keiichi in the same manner, I could see him beating Takano to Takano, whatever the victim's name was, to death, since she was beaten to death. And I mean, Takano could have killed Tomotaki. I mean, I don't know how to connect them, like, and make an actual theory, but it's an idea, at least. 4 years in a row. Each one of the incidents and accidents were relatively commonplace. But every single one of them happening on the night of the festival worshipping Oyashiro-sama. That's not normal.
年寄り連中はこの数年の事件ですっかりお社様のたたりを妄想しちゃって。
A curse. Like, it can't just be by coincidence, right?
若い人たちだって最初はバカにしてましたけど、今は誰も茶化しませんね。
Yeah, I can see where she's coming from. Even me, even if I didn't think there was a curse at all, thinking about all the incidents like this makes me feel like maybe it's real.
例えば今日のお祭り準備にしてもそうさ。ダムとの戦いで荒れていたとはいえ、何年か前までは綿流しはそんなに盛況していたわけじゃないんだよ。
まあそうですね。お社様のたたりの話がなかったらこんなにお祭りには集まりませんね。
I think they mentioned that the people, the victims, who died didn't go to the Watanagashi festival, so that's why people come in sometimes too. But we know that's not exactly the case, since Tomotaki died and he was obviously attending it. Though again, you could probably maybe even separate those two. If you really want to say those four were like something different, while Tomotaki's was a whole nother thing. But there's not really any evidence to support that claim.
不信心者には罰が当たるかもしれない。だからお社様のお祭りには必ず出ようって言ってる人たち多いです。
Shia nodded as if she were mocking herself.
どうかな。圭一君もひょっとしてたたりは本当にあるのではという気になってきたんじゃないかな。
Sure, just maybe. I mean, you can't just laugh off people related to the dam construction project all dying like that. If even I feel like this now, the more superstitious members of the village must feel stronger than that.
まあそれでもたたりなんかないと思ってます。ですけど信じる人たちの気持ちもわかるつもりです。
That's good.
さすがケイちゃんは冷静に判断できてますね。
Shion grinned, realizing I'd rejected the curse.
たたりでもなく偶然のはずもないなら、さてこれらの事件はどういうことになるのかしらね。
Takano said, smiling playfully, as if posing a riddle. Neither a curse nor a coincidence, but every year someone dies. What should we make of that, then? Tomotachi-san, catching on to the fact that I had no idea what to make of it, opened his mouth and came to my aid.
高野さんはね、人間の仕業かもしれないって言ってるんだよ。
Eh? Simple process of elimination would have gotten me there. I was a little taken aback at not having realized the answer immediately.
だってそうでしょ。たたりでもなく偶然でもないなら、人の意志が働いてるとしか考えられないの。
Is there another explanation? If it's not supernatural or if it's not people, it's definitely not coincidence. Because that would be dumb. I mean, I can't think of anything. Pressed Takano's hand. I smiled bitterly in spite of myself. Here I was just a few minutes ago, thinking the very concept of a curse was absolutely absurd. Sorry, I'm just thinking of if there's an actual possibility. Because I didn't even think of the fact that I'm trying to think of something that's non-human related and non-curse related. Animal? I can't think of an animal. Disease? Maybe? I mean, there's the dread explanation. So I did say that dreads... In one of my theories a while ago, I said that... Well, just to cut... Basically, I said that they probably cut a deal with... The village cut a deal with some group of people that would probably help them stop the dam construction project or whatever, and in exchange would be like test subjects and inject drugs in them, like prototype drugs or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be like that, but if you take it like drugs are acting like this, like maybe a certain time of the year one of the drugs would activate or whatever, and I don't know, that's weird. But disease? Could it be a disease? I mean, okay. I mean, I don't really like thinking about hypothetical, like, fake diseases, but that could be interesting too, that maybe the drug is a cure for the disease, and this disease, hey, wait a minute. So maybe all the proper Hinamizawan villagers that have lived there and have been loyal to village got the drug injected into them to fight off the disease, but all the people who have been kind of distant or whatever didn't get it, and eventually this incident happened. I don't know what that means. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain because of how complex some of the situations are. Especially with the disappearing person. I don't know. I guess it's something to think about though. Can't really think of anything other than maybe medical stuff that would cause all the incidents though. There really isn't anything left, I feel. Did I read this? I don't know. Here I was a few minutes ago thinking the very concept of a curse was absolutely absurd. When she suggested it was someone's doing, I ended up thinking there wasn't any way it could be a person. But Takano-san was right. It was either a curse or it was a person's doing. If unrealistic things like curses didn't exist, then the obvious next step would be to start thinking it was people behind it. But if that was the case, I glanced at Shion.
人間が犯人なら確かにひなみ沢の誰かが犯人なんでしょうね。現に警察の大石さんはそう見てますから。
Does he though? I don't know. I mean, he probably does know it's a person, but remember that time where he randomly started talking to Keiichi about how he thought it was a curse for no reason? Good times, Uishi, good times.
おいおい、そんなわけあるのかよ。
Why? I thought I knew the reason Mion didn't want to talk about this. I thought I now knew. If Oyasho-sama's curse really existed, then that's fine. It would be divine judgment for the damn project business. However, if Oyasho-sama's curse didn't exist, which it obviously didn't, parentheses, then the culprit would most likely be someone from Hinamizawa. The villagers had worked desperately to oppose the dam construction project. I knew they had used all sorts of methods to fight against it. If one of the methods was, maybe...
お社様のたたりはダム計画抵抗運動の暗部じゃないかって囁かれてるんです。
What were they called again? Something... No, it wasn't something justice. I forgot. I have it in the notes somewhere. Shion dryly put words to my exact thoughts. Of course I didn't expect it. She was from Hinamizawa, so I didn't think she'd come out and say it herself.
ちょっと落ち着いて考えれば誰が見たってひなみ沢の誰かの仕業だってわかることです。
Yep.
ダム工事に反対して得をする人以外動機がないじゃないですか。
Yeah, I mean motive's an iffy thing. There could just be a group of people doing it for fun, if anything, and it'd still be a motive, right?
それはそうだけど。
Admitting to the existence of a darker side of the dam conflict would be rude to Mion, who spoke of it so highly. So I couldn't just accept Shion's seemingly logical viewpoint.
それにね、警察の人は知らないだろうけど、ひなみ沢の人間にはわかる、ひなみ沢の人間の犯行だという証拠があるんです。
Let's hear it. Shion rebukes me to keep my voice down.
ごめん。でもその証拠って一体。
必ず一人が死んでもう一人が消えるからです。
One more person disappears. I mean, the police do know this, so why wouldn't they know this? I mean, there's probably more to this than that. Did that mean that someone beside the one who died from the curse was a sacrifice?
消えるって意味がよくわからないな。それは失踪するって意味か？
そうです。忽然と跡形もなく。
As she spoke, Shion pretended to do a trick with her hands like she was making a magician's hat disappear. One dies a mysterious death and one disappears, never to be seen again. A strange vanishing act. But then why? How does that equate to someone from Hinamizawa being the culprit?
実はね、
Yeah.
ひなみ沢の古い伝統の一つにね、
Onikakushi.
お社様の怒りを鎮めるために生贄を捧げたというのがあるの。
生贄？
ええ、すまきにされて底なし沼に生きたままじわじわと時間をかけて沈めたんです。
Takuno-san, though explaining some pretty terrible, had a look of glee on her face as she did so.
文献を調べた限りでは3日3晩をかけて本当にゆっくりとじわじわと沈めたそうよ。ほら、昔の人って結構ダジャレが好きでしょ。沈めるをかけてたんだと思うの。だから時間をかけて沈めるという意味があったんでしょうね。
Love the laugh. Takuno-san was only the only one laughing at this. Was she telling a joke or something? Shion didn't move to deny it, but I felt a difference in temperature between her cool expression and Takano's sounds.
この辺の話はまあ聞いて想像がつくと思いますけど、ひなみ沢の秘史です。
Well, that's definitely a new
ひなみ沢に
fact.
昔からいる人なら誰でも知ってますが、それを口に出すことはありませんね。
高野さんはひなみ沢出身じゃないけどね、詳
Thought
しい
she
だろう。
was from here. It's interesting.
彼女は郷土史とか民間伝承とかが好きでね、全部独学で調べたんだよ。
You know, I don't trust that claim, because I still think Tomotaki's... Obviously, Tomotaki's sketchy, because that's not even his real name. I wouldn't be surprised if Takano is somewhat his partner in something, and is aiding him in whatever he's trying to accomplish. So, I mean, them knowing this stuff couldn't just be just as a hobby, which is kind of like what Tomotaki is claiming.
そんなにかっこいいものじゃないのよ。単なる知的好奇心。子供と同じよ。ただの怖いもの見たさ程度なんだから。
Tomotaki-san laughed, a little bit embarrassed.
ちょっと待ってください。ってことは何ですか？事件のたびに消えるという一人は生贄に捧げられているって言うんですか？
Yeah. Shion answers in one word before anyone else can speak. I'll comment on this later, why I don't think that really works. Someone dies, then someone disappears.
本当に生贄にされてるかどうかは別にして、過去の事件では必ず一人が死ぬ他に一人が消えてるんだよ。例えば一番最初のダム現場の監督が殺された事件も、複数犯のうちの最後の一人が未だ逮捕されてないらしいんだ。
それは単にうまく逃げおおせてるだけなんじゃないんですか？別に生贄にされたというのとは違うのでは？
まあ僕もそうだとは思うんだけどね。
And there's also the fact that he disappeared after he killed one. Like, what are you even sacrificing to? Like, what's the sacrifice for, though? I guess so the culprits don't get caught. They sacrifice him. What? I think the main problem with this is that in the second case, the person who disappeared was the wife of the victim, and she was there at the time. So there's no way and they were vacationing somewhere else, right? Not in Hinamizawa. So it's very unlike. Never mind. I don't know. I guess they could have killed him and then brought her body back to Hinamizawa to sink in the swamp. I mean, obviously the priest one, they said that she committed suicide by going into the swamp. That one's pretty believable. And this one's also pretty believable too. Satoshi disappearing, getting thrown in the swamp. Takano getting thrown in the swamp. I mean, it's not bad. It's just weird that, like, how is this Oyashiro-sama's curse? If someone else's, like, don't you usually make a sacrifice and then the curse happens? Why are you making a sacrifice after the death happens? It's just a weird order. That's what's throwing me off. That one doesn't really make too much sense to me. Like, why would they make the sacrifice after?
で、次の年のダム推進派のリーダー格の男なんだけど。
確か旅行先で崖から落ちて亡くなったんですよね。
落ちたのは奥さんも一緒らしいの。警察は懸命に捜索したんだけど、どうしても奥さんの遺体だけ見つけられないんですって。崖下の川は増水してたそうだからね。どこか川下の湖の湖底で土砂にでも埋まってしまったのかもしれないけどね。
There was a storm that happened after, I guess. I mean, they wouldn't be standing at a cliff. It was a storm. Right? The perpetrator of a dismemberment like that wouldn't want to be caught, so they'd be desperate to run away and hide too. I thought I'd heard about cases where the corpse wouldn't surface after the person drowned in a swelled river like that. She vanished because of an unfortunate accident, but I still didn't see the connection to sacrifices. If you took each of the past incidents in turn, none of the disappearances invoked that terrifying image. I mean, I can see it working. Like, I can realistically see them kidnapping the person, the murderers kidnapping the...
その翌年の神主の病死の時ははっきりしてます。
The murderer commits the crime, then kidnaps a person and drowns them in the lake, or sacrifices them in the lake. I can see that being something. I just don't know. I mean, I guess that would just go well with the cult thing. That actually, this is a nice piece that fits well with the cult thing. I know they're outright saying it, so like I feel like some people would just be like, "Oh, since they're saying this, there's no way it can be true." But I think that's a little dumb, right? Just because it's out there doesn't mean it's not true. It's such a weird way of thinking. I can see this working really well with the cult theory. Cultists want to protect the village. They want to get rid of this impure outsiders trying to harm it. They kill people, and I guess to quell Oyashiro-sama, they give a sacrifice, right? Well, we don't know anything before this, but this could have just been a yearly thing. They're just adding this on top. Or this could be like, oh, we sullied these grounds by killing someone, but Oyashiro-sama, please protect us for another year. Here, have a body. Something like that, maybe. Yeah. Kind of liked it, though. I mean, it's a good way of making explaining how the people disappeared anyways, right? It's not like you can search a really thick swamp like that unless you want to, like, I don't know, drain it. But even then, that's a lot of work. But you'd expect like some sort of police search in it. I don't know. I like it though. This is good information. Even though it's not completely factual, right? I guess it is factual that this was a tradition back then.
死んでお社様のお怒りを鎮めに参りますってな感じのが神主さんが亡くなった晩に自宅に残されてたそうですから。
The curse, it seemed to turn up in this one though.
まあ真相は闇の中なんだけどね。その奥さんが受水自殺した沼はさっき高野さんも話した例のでっかい底なし沼ってことになっててね。警察も沼を調べたそうだけど遺品がいくつか見つかっただけで遺体は発見できなかった。
Feed it to the alligators in the swamp.
警察は偽装自殺を疑って今でも探してるらしい。
That does seem sketchy. If they searched it and they never found any of the possessions of the first two people that went missing, that does seem a lot more planted. Someone dies every year, and in the same way, someone goes missing every year. Is she trying to tell me that everyone who vanished was kidnapped by some extremely efficient means and dumped into the bottom of the swamp, still alive and drowned to death? Now here's something interesting. They were explaining the disappearances as the Anakakushi thing, which is completely different from this. And that might explain why actually, I don't know. I was going with something, but it doesn't actually fit that well. Who was talking about Anakakushis? Was it Mion and Rena? I don't know. Maybe that's what means being transferred. Getting thrown into the swamp. Being transferred to the afterlife. I don't know, dude. But this is at least pretty interesting. Makes you think. But a curse that's unbelievable in its own right. Did I read this? I feel like I did. Is she trying to tell me that everyone who was vanished was kidnapped by some extremely efficient means and dumped into the bottomless swamp, still alive and drowned to death? But a curse that's unbelievable in its own right.
その翌年には なんだっけ、ダム推進派の男の弟夫婦の奥さんだっけ
Satoto's aunt.
が殺されたんだよな。
So, at that time, someone else vanished?
消えました。北条聡君っていう私と同い年の男の子
Ooh,
です。
name dropping this early.
殺された主婦の義理の甥にあたります。
Shion cut in with a slightly strong tone of voice. She knew the boy who had disappeared pretty well. At least that's the vibe I was getting.
まあざっとこんな感じね。
Teach, you didn't connect the dots. This Satoto? It's alright.
必ず
I'm
一
sure
人
he'll
が
realize
死んで
eventually.
必ず一人が忽然と消える。
I mean, that still doesn't really. I mean, I don't know. Oops, I skipped it then. Leaving the suddenness aside, the fact that each incident involved one person disappearing.
じゃあつまり一人目が死ぬのはお社様のたたりで、二人目が失踪するのは村人が生贄に捧げてるから
I
だ
still don't like the
言うんです
order.
か。
Wouldn't you sacrifice them to like activate the curse?
ケイちゃん、たたりなんかないです。誰かがお社様のたたりという名で一人目を殺し、誰かがその生贄として二人目をさらってるんです。
What if it is like a combo? Like the curse did one thing and the villagers did something else. What if it's like something weird, like what if it's the opposite? What if the villagers killed someone and then the curse made them disappear instead of being thrown into the swamp? Like, cause the guy planned the murder and whatever and was malicious, so Oyashiro-sama made them vanish. Maybe the wife planned to kill the husband to like regain the trust and respect from the villagers, but then Oyashiro-sama made her disappear. And then the priest's wife was like not happy with the passiveness the priest showed, so she killed him, but then Oyashiro made her disappear. Could be something like that. That's kind of an interesting one too. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
でもシオン、それじゃあ村の中に犯人がいるってことになるんだぞ。
私は初めからそう睨んでます。結構ショックですよ。この昭和の時代にそんな古い飲酒で人殺しが堂々と行われるなんて。
It didn't have anything to do with our discussion, but I got the feeling that maybe Shion didn't like Hinamizawa that much. Mion enjoyed talking about Hinamizawa and its epic tales, so she had avoided talking about Oyashiro-sama's curse, but she didn't paint Hinamizawa in a good light, no matter how he looked at it. She was trying not to give me a bad impression of the village, so she didn't say anything. Shion, on the other hand, was somehow different. She wasn't rejecting the concept of a curse to purge Hinamizawa of this bad impression, but rather because she strongly believed that a member of the village was the criminal behind this. Her conviction seemed a bit removed from the tight sense of community held by the people of Hinamizawa. Once upon a time, they looked so alike you could mistake one for the other. But talking to her now, I was getting the powerful feeling that Shion had completely different personality than Mion. I mean, you should have realized that earlier.
皆さんは左沢の誰かが犯人だと思ってるんですね。
I wasn't even thinking about the fact that how much Mion likes and respects Hinamizawa, and Shion doesn't seem to really care that much, I guess. Or, I mean, she seems to sort of dislike it. Good job, Keiichi. Neither Shion nor Takano-san answered that. The deafening silence told me all that needed to be said.
じゃあ重ねて質問します。hinamizawaの誰かが犯人なら、犯人は誰なんですか?
Neither Shion nor Takano-san had a reply to that question either. Though it may have been rude to ask, I had hoped they wouldn't have one. The reason I asked was to argue that their explanation that the culprit was from Hinamizawa was nothing more than one possibility. Yeah. She caught on to my plan. She gave me a pained smile at my petty spite and opened her mouth to speak.
私が言ったのは所詮状況証拠ですからね。
Yeah.
具体的に犯人の名前を知ってたなら警察に突き出してます。
It's not like I expected to get some hard facts from this. I guess sort of a hard fact that they used to sacrifice people in the swamp a long time ago. As would anybody. Then what about Takano-san? She too smiled dryly as Shion had opened her own mouth.
はじめに誤解を解いておきたいんだけど、別に私は探偵さんのつもりはないのよ。本音を言うとね、犯人が誰かなんてことには興味ないの。
高野さんも困った人だな。
Tomotachi-san gave a bitter laugh at her surprising opinion on the matter.
私はね、古式ゆかしい残酷な風習やおとぎ話に興味があるだけ。知的好奇心で面白がってるだけなの。だから一連の事件も犯人は誰かってことよりも事件の存在自体が古い印象がまだ根深く残ってることの証拠だって思って面白がってるくらい。
Though she described herself as nothing more than a curious onlooker, her smile was as sharp as the tip of a blade. Women like her felt very strange and a little scary to me. Maybe it's just that I was in fearful awe of this person whose emotions I couldn't comprehend.
ま、私は全然面白くないですけどね。明日はいよいよ綿流しのお祭りですけど、誰にも死んでほしくないし、誰も消えてほしくないです。
明日か。
That's right. It had completely slipped my mind. The string of murder incidents people attributed to Oyashiro-sama's curse, it wasn't over. The last year's incident wasn't the end, then tomorrow night at the festival, would someone die and someone disappear?
明日は一体誰が死んで誰が消えるのかしらね。
Takano-san said, running a comb through her hair with elegant movements, with a thin smile and a voice that nearly made me shudder. She almost looked like she was enjoying the thought of the incidents that could happen tomorrow. Then, out of the blue, we heard a loud round of applause. They seemed to be ending the drinking party early. Right, I was making Mion wait this whole time, wasn't I? I should go back to her soon.
高野さんもからかいすぎだよ。圭一君がすっかり真に受けてしまったじゃないか。
ごめんなさいね。また悪い癖が出ちゃったみたい。
Said Takano-san, sticking out her tongue bashfully. The strangeness in her expression was nowhere to be found.
高野さんはね、純粋そうな子を見るとからかいたくなる悪い癖があるんだよ。圭一君が真剣に聞いてくれるもんだから、ついつい調子に乗っちゃったみたいなんだ。
Unlike Takano-san, Tomotachi-san seemed like a totally normal person with common sense. They were apologizing after realizing what kind of impression they'd given me.
高野さんが今した話はあくまでもフィクションだからね。もしもさっきの話で圭一君がひなみ沢に持ってたいい印象が傷つけられてしまったなら、純粋に申し訳なく思うよ。
もう二郎さんたら。
It's not your name.
高野さんも謝った方がいい。怖がらせてしまってごめんなさいってね。
Takano-san and Tomotachi-san were arguing and messing around now. The strained air around us had already dissipated.
ケイちゃんもそろそろ戻った方がいいです。お姉は嫉妬深いですからね。私は顔を合わせると喧嘩になりそうだからこのまま帰ることにします。
そうなのか。じゃあ俺はミオンのとこに戻って待たせたことを謝るかな。
迷惑をかけたね、圭一君。ミオンちゃんに圭一君を長く借りすぎて申し訳ないと伝えてくれないかな。
あ、はい。伝えても機嫌は直さないと思いますけど、一応。
Tomotate-san and Takano-san, standing next to each other, both began to chuckle.
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。明日のお祭り、どこかですれ違えるといいですね。
会えるよ。どうせ俺たちのことだ。賑やかにやってるに決まってる。
Shion and I said our goodbyes to Tomotate-san and Takano-san. Before we were to leave, Takano-san called out to us.
私の話を真剣に聞いてくれてありがとうね。前原くんがあまりに聞き上手だったんで、話しててとても楽しかったわ。
聞き上手なんて、そんな。
I was just in a state of perpetual bewilderment from all the shocking topics being thrown at me one after another.
今日した話、面白かった？
まあ、興味深かったです。
なら、また今度も聞いてくれる？南沢の昔話とかおとぎ話にも興味深いものがたくさんあるの。
Sure.
もちろん。
If you live.
薄気味悪いのがたくさんね。
I don't think you're gonna be here, but if you're alive, I'm down.
私特選のをたくさん披露するわよ。
I was kind of happy, but kind of worried. I can't help but smile dryly and scratch at my head.
ケイチ君、もう行ってもいいんだよ。高野さんがからかっているだけさ。
They said goodbye and ran off. I heard Tomotate-san call out from behind him in a clear voice that we would see each other at the festival tomorrow. When I went to the tent, Mion was waiting for me, and she was nowhere to be found. I made her wait so long, maybe she got mad and went home. After asking some adults passing by, I heard that she went home talking to some relatives. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but my regret for having made Mion wait wasn't enough to triumph over the impression Takano-san and Shion's uncanny story left on me. Serial murder incidents that had happened 4 years in a row. Would tomorrow's events make this the 5th? And the possibility that someone from Hinamizawa was carrying out this all out under the guise of the curse? The queer tradition of ritual sacrifice, entirely unbecoming of the Showa period we live in. I regretted it a little, though it was too late. If none of those creepy stories had anything to do with me, then I should have let Mion pull me away from the crowd. I felt a little ashamed of letting my cheap curiosity get the better of me. Chapter break. So Keiichi doesn't know some important facts about how the first one was an accident and didn't connect the dots. Holy, that's a lot of things, but we'll read them. I guess you don't need to know that. I guess that does make him a little less connected to it. And he's definitely not worried as much as he was before about it. Because I believe before Tomotaki was talking about how outsiders were being targeted, and this time was more just people related to the dam. And since Keiichi isn't related at all, he's not worried. Well, last time it was like, oh, if you're an outsider, you might be targeted, right? We have a lot of tips to go through, so let's just get into this. So 3 of them seem to be, these usually are pretty quick. Oyashiro-sama's curse. In the ancient Onigafuchi village, the anger of Oyashiro-sama, his curse was feared above all. However, it is seldom stated anywhere that what eventually happens, and what sort of divine judgment curse befalls them when Oyashiro-sama is angry. From various reports, all hell will break loose. Demons will come flooding out. The miasma from hell will flood outward and kill every villager, letting not a single one escape. The ones invoking the image of the village being annihilated stand out the most. These terrifying ideas of divine punishment are in alignment with many other religious beliefs regarding the apocalypse. And it's easy to imagine that they are just ways of convincing people to obey the teachings in order to prevent such an end. The traditions for inciting Oyashiro-sama's wrath are likely the same as the taboos in Onigafuchi village. This is probably a Takano scrapbook, I'm guessing. I believe that when an act was performed that violates one of these taboos, Oyashiro-sama was termed angry. And in order to quell his anger, they would perform the aforementioned sacrificial ritual. Okay, so there's some interesting points. Well, the last one is they're saying there are taboos in the village, and they're using it to make Oyashiro-sama not do whatever his effect is, since they don't actually have a definite thing of what Oyashiro would do when he's angry. So that means when one of those people die, a taboo is committed, where they have to quell Oyashiro-sama's wrath by sacrificing someone. So that means the deaths can't be Oyashiro-sama, because that's not his curse. His curse is if they don't sacrifice someone after they do the taboo. So that kind of, at least in the theory of history, that kind of rules out Oyashiro-sama being the reason for the deaths and the disappearances. In theory, using the history from Takano-san's scrapbook, I'm guessing it's hers. There's also it was also so I mean that kind of soft denies curse theory. It doesn't deny the existence of it, but it denies that it is the culprit in the murders anyways. There's also them talking about what the curse would actually do if it was used. And it's kind of interesting when they're talking about how like demons would break out of hell, and if the curse is real, because this actually makes me want to theorize that they're both real, and that like the murders are humans doing it, and well, actually, I guess it doesn't mean it's real. Maybe they're just, since they're so like, they have a lot of historical value, they just commit the sacrifices just in case. But if the curse is real, maybe in the last chapter when Tomotaki died, maybe they didn't get to sacrifice Takano, and maybe the curse started reacting, and maybe that's why some of the people started acting weird, was because they couldn't prevent Oyashiro-sama's curse. And that explains like the spooky personalities they were giving, because they were being possessed by demons. I like this. This is so good. Anyways, let's get to the next one. This is a pretty long episode. What else can these scrapbooks give us? I like that theory though. I thought I need to remember that. The human sacrifice ritual. The sacrificial ritual was a simple drowning involving plunging sacrifices into Onidafuchi swamp, which was considered hallowed. Of the rituals of the Onidafuchi village, this one was unique in that the sacrifices would sink slowly over the long course of 3 days and 3 nights. I believe that it wasn't so much the killing of the sacrifices that was important, but rather the symbolism of them sinking as the submerging of Oyashiro-sama's anger. That's cool. That's a cool thought. For that purpose, they must have had a passion for learning various methods for keeping the sacrifices from sinking too quickly, to force them to sink more slowly. That's also interesting. I guess that made sense. It's not natural that it would take 3 days, 3 full days, to someone sink into a swamp. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell from these records, those methods were not recorded. I'm not smart enough to think of them either myself. Like, I don't know. Is it possible you'd remove body parts to make the body lighter, maybe? My thoughts are that they may have used logs or some similar material to create a raft, then set up a scaffold there, hung the sacrifice with the ropes, and let them sink little by little over time into the swamp. Oh, I see, like, kind of hanged him in, and they would just, like, manually let him sink in. I guess I would just this doesn't have to be completely natural sinking, right? However, if that was the case, it would not be strange if the ritual implements used for such a ceremony were honored as holy and enshrined somewhere. Okay. That's interesting. We have to look out for those. I'm trying to think of anything, but I don't think we've seen them. So maybe Takano-san's theory isn't right about how it was done, but I can see that there being a mechanism to make them sink slowly. Again, this might not be Takano, but I'm just assuming. Also, if this is Takano, then that kind of makes me believe more that she's just someone who likes creepy stuff, right? But yeah, I think we should be on the lookout for something that looks suspicious or some valued item. We haven't really seen anything. I mean, I guess there's the hoe that Rita uses, but obviously that's not used, right? But we'll be on the lookout for this. These are some good hints. Scrapbook 3. I appreciate these hints. This feels like a big give, honestly. Implements used for the ritual. The ritual tools utilized for ancient religious ceremonies are commonly referred to as implements or ritual implements. And even now, some of them are enshrined on the property of the Furud Shrine and the Three Families. Who? Who's the Three Families? Did they mention that before? I mean, maybe the Three Families would be like the Furuds, Sonozakis. I mean, it wouldn't be Hojos because they're literally just killing the Hojos. I don't know. That's an interesting term. I don't think they mentioned that last time, though, right? However, the identifiable tools are all decorative, and none of them appear to have been used in rituals governing the dark side of Onidafuchi village. As the Edo era came to a close and many traditional rules were lost, were they lost as well? Or perhaps buried in the darkness? I don't believe so. Both the implements used on the night of the feast of Onitatushi and those used during the sacrificial ceremony must still exist enshrined away from the eyes of the masses. Without a doubt, they exist here today, at this very moment in Hinamizawa. Also, I'm nearly certain where they've been enshrined. What was once locked steadfastly has, for some reason, changed this year to a cheap-looking padlock. He may still be able to do something about such a lock. However, it is not far from the assembly hall, nor is it even far from the presence of people. However, I will not give up. The night where it becomes a blind spot to every villager in Hinamizawa is coming soon. Soon it will be Watanagashi. Yo! That's why they were killed! That's probably what Takano and Tomotaki were doing after they leave the festival and split from the group, trying to sneak in there. I'm referring that he was Tomotaki. What's near the Furud Shrine? I can't think of anything. Because Assembly Hall is the Furud Shrine, right? What is near it? Have you discovered anything near it? It's somewhere locked. So it's I was trying to say the dump, but I don't know where the dump is. Which was obviously the dam construction site at a time, but there's no locked. Sounds like it's actually in a building somewhere locked. Where have you seen a locked place? The school shed? That's the only locked place I can think of. Oh my god, this is so good though. But I mean, this would make sense why Tomotachi died in the first one, if we're connecting the dots. I mean, and it does make sense because even though these events are different in nature, it would still make sense if Takano had a scrapbook. Like, why wouldn't she? It's I think it's more of a part of her character, not circumstantial stuff like this. But this is so good. Oh, I'm gonna have to think about this a lot. Ooh. Let's get to our last one. These were so good, though. This explains why they were targeted, because they were actually a threat to the village. This explains what we should be looking for, some ritual stuff, and where it can be located. This kind of explains why. This is like, gives kind of a motive. It gives a reason for the curse. It gives a reason for the spooky thing. Like, this is so good. Holy shit. Let's see this though. This is police station from the thumbnail. There's some uishi. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Have you ever done a Dennis sprite for Tomiyama? I've been seeing him a lot, actually. Kamagi. Maybe not. I forgot which one we've been seeing a lot. It might have been Kamagi, not Tomiyama. Is Tomiyama the boss?
Watanagashi wa iyoiyo ashita da kara na. Konya wa hayame ni nemute tairyuku o takuaete oite kure yo.
Tomorrow is finally the Watanagashi. Festivals are split into two groups, those who enjoy them and those who support them. The former only needed to prepare their minds, but the latter needs not only to do that, but also painstakingly crafted plans and the preliminary arrangements. While the general majority attending goes about enjoying the festival without a care in the world, will be strained with the whole way through. Why? At times like these, it's best to have energetic, physically fit people. It wouldn't be worth it if you didn't do your best until the end, enjoying it the whole way. Uishi sent him. Who is this then? I thought this was Uishi-san's point of view. Everyone hurried to stand up.
はいはい、皆さんお疲れ様ですね。そのままで結構ですよ。お疲れ様です。
Not even my seniors, who usually talk big about themselves, can hold a candle to Uishi-san. We all bow as if we're one of those cheering squads of old. Kurudo Uishi, a detective just waiting to retire, one who doesn't pay much mind to the rules and regulations and doesn't do too much in the way of real work. He looks like a rotten old man with a penchant for dirty jokes. My seniors, though, tell me he was a real fighter in his younger days, and that he may or may not have quite a heroic legend trailing behind him. Anyway, he surely had much more dignity and presence in the room than the section chief who came in with him.
皆さん、明日の渡流しの準備、本当にお疲れさんです。
Everyone present stands upright and lends their ear to the chief's directions.
昨年発生したように、連続事件を期待する愉快犯の出現が濃厚に危惧されます。各員、一層気を引き締め、犯罪の抑止のために任務を全うしてください。おっせ！何も起こらなければ一番いいんですがね。ですが皆さん、必ず事件は起こると考えてくださいよ。抑止が一番ですが、まあ多分無理でしょう。今年も誰かが死んで誰かが消えます。もう間違いなく。
We also know that, or we also have at least the opinion that Uishi doesn't know about the sinking into the marsh thing. If he's been investigating it through the years, he might have found it out somehow. Everyone, apart from the section chief, smiled painfully.
おいさん、そんなんじゃ困るよ。もっと真剣にやってくれなきゃ。
肝心なのは祭りの夜を越すことじゃないんです。明日の夜、起こった何かに迅速かつ徹底的にどこまでも食いついていくこと。気合い入れてくよ。兜の尾を引き締めてき。お社様のたたりの化けの皮を。
Yes. Okay, that one actually didn't give too much. but the other two are so good. This chapter's been pretty good too. Like the last chapter was really good as a story, as a piece of literature. Very emotional, very fun. This one's good as a mystery chapter because this gives us a lot of leads and a lot of new possibilities to think about. Especially these scrapbook things. These are something we definitely have to look forward to when reading. But this is the end for today. Still have to record session of my secondary visual novel. But yeah, thank you for watching. This has been really great, and I hope you enjoy. I know I've been talking a lot about theorizing, but it's hard not to with this chapter. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.